Welcome to today's webinar. The topic is how to get the most out of Joinup. So let's move on to the objectives of today's webinar, which are to inform participants about the post-migration state of play of the platform, highlight the main achievements such as features improvements realized in the first half of 2018, to guide collection owners and facilitators on how to get the most out of the platform, and to present some key features coming soon to the Joinup platform. Moving on, we're going to discuss the outcomes from the migration. So, in the new Joinup, as you may have seen, we have a new look, which is mobile friendly, since it's designed around the responsive layout design, which is optimized for small screen displays, such as mobile phones and tablets. We have an improved user friendliness, which actually leads to quick and easy content creation and management. We have a new search functionality, which is optimized for a more refined search experience. We have personalized collections, which basically means you can customize the way users view your collection, and this is especially true through the use of custom pages, which we'll see later on and demo in a web browser. And of course, we have the new content structure, which allows to revision your content in a structured and organized way thanks to collections. Moving on, we can proceed to the next topic of this webinar, which is the key concepts behind the Joinup platform. So, as you might all know, the new version of the platform revolves around the content type, that is the collection. Collections, as noted here, provide easy access to hierarchical grouped content related to a specific domain or subject. As you already know, collections can host the following supported content types: news, discussions, documents, events, custom pages, and solutions. For solutions, we have also the distinction of it including releases and within releases distributions. As collection owners and facilitators, your role will be to coordinate and engage your members or users of your collection, and of course animate it and keep it, let's say, active as best as possible. In this webinar, we will provide some helpful tips and information on how you can achieve this. Specifically for the as collection owners and facilitators, what we would always like you to do is to keep the collection owner and facilitator roles always updated correctly. This means that the contact details regarding these roles should be up to date, especially emails, so we can reach you or potentially your members can contact you. So please always keep the owner and facilitators roles, contact details up to date. Specifically for solutions, which is a special case under a collection, these are mainly created within a collection and provide access to content that is related to the collection's domain they belong to. Usually solutions are created to host software, but it could also have, let's say, case studies, documents, or other material. Again, here under solution, which, as mentioned, the solution resides under a collection, Thus, we have the collection, solution, and under solution we have also the ability to create news, discussion documents, events, and releases. A note here for the releases content type. As you can see, it allows you to include also the distribution content item, which allows for a better organization of your software or case studies under a versioned release item. We will see that also in the demo environment, how easily and quickly you can create releases and view the distributions within. Again, please keep the roles and solutions of the owner and facilitator roles within a solution correctly assigned and up to date. We have to be able to contact you, so it's very important that we have the correct contact details in each row. Now, key concepts regarding the collection owner and facilitator roles. As you know, there are owners and facilitators, and owners only, which specifically mean that we have a few, let's say, actions that are only available to one group and not to the other. So, for example, owners and facilitators can add custom pages, moderate content. If the collection is moderated, this means that in this case, it's applicable only when the collection has the option moderated checkbox enabled. This checkbox is available when you edit your collection in the additional fields tab. In this case, if it is enabled, meaning that it's moderated, any news, events, or documents created by members will need to be validated by the collection owner or facilitators. Also, owners and facilitators can add the facilitator role to members. This is a new feature we have added. And for closed collections, this group can approve members. The closed collection is enabled if you have ticked the checkbox with the name, with the title "Closed Collection," which is again in the additional fields tab when you edit your collection. In this case, if the collection is closed, then users requesting membership will need to be approved by the collection owner or facilitator. Now, owners only, this group, can have actually these three additional, let's say, rights. They can transfer the ownership of the collection to some other user in their collection. This is a new feature that has been added. Request archival of the collection and deletion of the collection. Moving on to the main achievements for the platform. These are some highlights of new features and improvements. New features, and this is a sample list, include discussions, which allow the exchange of information, views, or questions and answers that could be arranged under a specific topic. It's a new and useful way to engage your membership and allow them to communicate effectively and resolve any potential issues they might have, or provide additional information to each other. We have the ability now for facilitators and owners to add members in their collections or solutions. We have a new feature, the user tour, which will allow your users or members to learn easily how to navigate through the Joinup user interface. This is available in all the main pages and can be activated by clicking on the respective option on each of those pages. We have the sorting of event tiles. So now these are sorted by the date of the event. We have the creation of the Italian declaration self-reporting tool, Basically, most of you will not be seeing this one, but it was a special custom-made solution that allows EU countries to report on the status and implementation of the Tallinn Ministerial Declaration. We now have pin tiles for collection owners and facilitator. This means that they can now select and pin in their collection, in their overview page, which is the landing page of your collection, any specific tiles, so to allow highlighting them. In the improvements list, which again is a sample of all of the improvements, we have the inclusion of an abstract in the overview pages. We will see that in the live demo. Basically, this will allow your users to quickly view a few sentences and get an idea of what your collection is all about, instead of clicking on the About page to learn that. So this is a nice addition. We have the ability now for collection owners to transfer their ownership to another user. So in case some collection owner would like to be removed and move on with something else, he can transfer the ownership directly to any user he wishes. We have a new redesigned banner, which is mobile friendly, smaller, and adapts better on the small screen estates. We have functional download counters. We had some issues in the past. Now these download counters per collection or solution should work properly. We have the process of enable the process of manual approval of new users. This basically is applied by the Joinup moderators to fight the spam influx we've seen in the last few weeks. We have an improved tile layout, so no text is cut off within a tile, and overall it has a better layout within the tile, the image if it's an event, for example, and the text for all other content types, and improved discussions, as we mentioned, the new feature list. In this case, the improvements concern the ability to invite users to a discussion or allow users to subscribe so they can keep track of what's changing within a discussion. We'll see that in the live demo further down. Moving on now to how to get the most out of the platform, which is the main topic of this presentation. So basically, in this slide, we'll see how we can create meaningful content for your collection. And as you can see, these are three main categories. So the first one, quality of content. This is one of the main reasons users visit Joinup collections. They want and expect quality of content, which translates into content that adds value, that increases knowledge for the user, is updated frequently, of course. They don't want to be looking at the same information all the time. And they want information in topics that are worth reading, sharing, and revisiting. Furthermore, they would like to have attractive content. This means that it should be relevant, so it should be linked, related to the subject of the collection, and shaped around the interests of its members and of the users. The content should be creative. This means we have to keep members interested by reshaping existing content. For example, you can, if you have existing content that is a bit mundane, you can add images, logos, where possible, to your tiles in your collection. Anything, for example, infographics, graphs, images that are stuff that could attract your users and members. So basically that will allow them to quickly see any, let's say, important information, or at least attract their attention, and most likely it will actually be shared also on social media or around the Joinup platform. And content should be consistent In this case, you could, for example, plan a content posting calendar, which will allow you to set a routine for your members on when to expect content to be published. It's a very good idea. So a content posting calendar is something that could be easily, let's say, planned on your side and allow you personally to organize also your content that will be posted in the near future. And also, users would like content to be moderated. So basically, you should be checking the content that is being posted on your collection. You would only, or at least prefer, high quality published content. So basically, you should keep an eye out for any low quality or poor information, or at least reach out to the creator of those published items and request them to do something better, or, as mentioned previously, reshape it. The last group for meaningful content is the curated content, and basically what we mean here is that you should share content from other collection. This is something that will allow you to gain some, let's say, time, because this is just, reusing information that is available on the platform, and you don't have to create it. So if you quickly skim through relevant collections that are related to your subject field, you can go into those collections, check out what they have there, and easily share some of those tiles, content types within your collection. We'll show in the live demo later on how easily that can be accomplished. Also, you can search for relevant content and add it to your collection from other, let's say, sources, like other websites, anything that is outside of the Joinup platform. How to make your collection attractive now? As has been discussed, we always need enhanced content and attractive content. So one of the most important parts of your collection is the About page, and users will surely visit it to understand the full, let's say, concept of your collection. So you should create a comprehensive About page, and basically to do that, what we suggest is following, or at least asking yourself these questions. What is the main aim of the collection? What are its objectives? What are the important milestones? And how can others contribute? Based on these questions, your answers could actually formulate your About page. Next is to manage the Overview page, which is the landing page of your collection. It's the page that anyone enters when they click on your collection. And manage the Abstract section as well. The Abstract section, as mentioned earlier on, is a new feature that allows your users to quickly understand what is your collection about. And in this case, you should maintain a rich and active front page to catch the eye of the users and increase your membership that way. Also, you can pin content to make it prominent on the front page. Pinning will allow any tile that you have selected for that process to be included in the first page and at the top. So it will be always prominent to users entering your Overview page. And definitely add a catchy abstract text, because those are the few first lines that they will see under the collections banner. And of course, publish and update content regularly, meaning users visit collections because they want to see meaningful content related to the subject field of the collection. Of course, they want to see fresh content with frequent updates, and that will make them from users that are just browsing through to members of your collection. And as said, you should try visually to enhance your content, present your information in multiple ways, for example, using infographics or images, and so on. I think we can switch to the browser just so we can see the abstract section, so you have an idea of how it is visible to the users. So in this case, as you can see, I'm in a collection, and this area here is the abstract section. Okay, the read more will take you to the about page. So if I click the read more, it will lead us to the about page, and up here you can see these two lines belong to the abstract, and below we have the full text of the about page. And if you are interested in knowing how you can add text to the abstract section while you're in your collection as an owner or facilitator, you can edit it. And the abstract section is in this tab, additional fields, and here we are. Whatever you put here will be viewed by the users in the overview page of your collection. And please note that if you do not have any abstract text, these few lines here will be filled in with the first lines from the about page. So you won't be missing any text here, even if you don't have any abstract text entered. Moving back to the presentation, we're going to talk about custom pages now. Custom pages, as mentioned, allow you to prominently personalize your collection. First of all, it's a way to allow you to customize it. So let's see the benefits of the custom pages first. So you can personalize your collection. You can separate content, highlight content, and easily and quickly access that content. So it's a nice way to actually segregate, keep elsewhere some information that you would like to be prominent to your users. And custom pages, the functionalities available for the owner and facilitator are to create them, edit them, hide them, reorder them, and check their revisions. I think we can move back to the web browser, and I can demonstrate the custom pages functionality. So here on the left on the navigation menu, you can see I have created 3 custom pages. So in this case, if I wanted to create a new one, I could go to the plus sign and add a custom page. Furthermore, if I want to edit an existing one, I can simply enter the custom page and select the 3 dots up here. A note here, avoid the second 3-dot menu here. This is obsolete and will be removed in future releases of Joinup. So always use the first 3 vertical dots right under your profile icon. Okay, so in this case, if I wanted to edit this custom page, I would have clicked up here and selected Edit. Some interesting things about custom pages is that you can reorder or hide them from the navigation menu. So for example, if I wanted, let's say, custom page demo C to be above custom page demo A, I should go here, edit menu, and as you can see, we have these crosshairs here, these icons. I could just click and drag above custom page demo A. If I leave it here, I save, and this will have actually reorder my custom pages, as you can see, and we have it at the top. So that's a way to reorder them. If I would have preferred to hide, let's say, this custom page, demo C, I would have gone into edit menu again and basically selected, unchecked this enabled column checkbox here. So I uncheck it. If I save, we won't be viewing anymore the custom page. Another feature of the custom page is you can see revisions This is only available if you have made any changes to the custom page. So for example, for custom page demo A, I have indeed made changes. So if you click on the three dots, the vertical dots up here, and the menu will appear with the option revisions. If I had no changes in this page, you wouldn't have seen this option. And if you click on it, you can actually see that there are two changes, and you can easily, these are pre-selected already, you can click compare selected revisions if you want to see what has changed. So we have some additions here. A very interesting way to see what has happened to a page. I believe we can move back to the presentation. Okay, we have moved on to how to manage your members. As an owner and facilitator, of course, you have this duty of, let's say, administering, managing your members. In this case, the management of your member base can be categorized into the following four types. Administration, which basically means adding and deleting users from your member list. Security, which means blocking or unblocking users. Now you have maybe some troublemaker, you can block him. If he's okay later on, he pays attention and is compliant, you can unblock him. For closed collections, you have to approve users, and we'll demonstrate that. And the roles here mean the last part of the slide means that as an owner facilitator, you can assign the facilitator role to another user, and if you're an owner only, you can transfer the collection ownership to another user. So in this case, I believe we can go back to the web browser, and I could quickly show you how to deal with the members of a collection. So in this case, let's start with adding a member. So if I go into the members page here, you can see right now that I have one active member, member 1, and the owner, well, in this case, is us. So let's say that I had a member 2 somewhere on the Joinup platform registered. The easy way to add him directly is to click on the Add Members button, and here enter either his email or his username or even name. Before I do that, you can note here that we have the role drop-down list. This easily allows you to select what role this user will have once we add him. So in this case, I'll leave it as member, and if I go here, I have already a member 2. This is an account I have already. So you can see that it's added here. We could continue here adding users, but I'll stop with this one. So I'll proceed and click on the Add Members, and you will see that we have our member 2 included. If I wanted to delete a user, obviously I will go down here. I can click on the, let's say, the user as a checkbox, so I can select it, and the predefined option here, as I see, is already selected. Delete the selected membership, and you can apply to the selected item. You could also delete multiple users, of course, by selecting their corresponding checkbox and applying through this button. So in this case, we won't delete anyone, but that's the process for deleting. Now, if I wanted to block a user, let's say I want to block user 2, I will go up to the Actions drop-down list, and I would check and find the Block the Selected Members. If I applied this, the user will be blocked. Again, to unblock him, I will go and find the Unblock option, which is this one in this case. Click it, select Apply, and it will unblock the user. One note here, about the process of approving users. This regards only closed collections, as mentioned. So if I go to a closed collection, first of all, let me log out. This owner is of an open collection. I'll sign in with the closed collection owner profile. So in this case, I have a closed collection already created, an empty one basically with only about text. If I go in the members, and again, this is a closed collection, and we're going to actually demo the approval of a member. So a closed collection will not allow the automatic addition of a member, but will need the approval by the owner or facilitator of that closed collection. So in this case, we have these three. One is the owner. Right now, this is us logged in. As you can see, member 1 is already active. We have, though, user 1, which is in a pending state. So we have to approve this user. In this case, we select him, go to the Actions drop-down list menu, and select the Approve the Pending Membership. If I click Apply to Selected Items, you will see shortly that he has been approved and thus is active. Okay, I think this covers the approval of users for closed collections only. Keep that in mind. Let me sign out and log in again. Sign in again with our open collection owner. And move back to that collection. So here we are back to our open collection. The only thing that I would like you to show here in the members area is the two options for role assignments. So let's say, for example, that I wanted to make member 1 a facilitator. I could easily select him, go to the Actions menu, and select the add the facilitator role to the selected members. So if I click Apply, you will see in the table below shortly here, yes, he is now a collection facilitator. And if I wanted to transfer the ownership of the collection, I would have selected again one of the users that I wished for him to or her to receive this ownership, and Actions drop-down list menu, and transfer ownership of the collection to the selected member. By clicking on the Apply to Selected Items, that user will be the owner of the collection. I think we can move back to the presentation. And a note here that the efficient management of your member base will give you a high member retention rate. So keep in mind that you should always, if you're a closed collection, for example, check for pending approvals. If you're in an open collection or even a closed collection with your members, you should be checking out their activity and block some users that are not being, let's say, helpful within the collection, and so on. Moving on to how to promote your collection. So we have three main categories here. We have the sharing content from other collections. Then basically this will allow you to easily reuse, let's say, valuable knowledge which is already available on the platform, because other people and other users, other collection owners or facilitators have done the grudge work and have, let's say, created documents, news, stuff that could be related to your topic of to your collections topic domain. So this is a nice way to bridge your collection with their collection by sharing their content on your collection, and we will see how easy that is. Another thing is that you can extend your reach when you share content. So that's a very helpful way, again, to interact with other collections and other members of other collections. You strengthen your presence when you have information shared. You have a richer collection, and your collection will gain and increase its activity. users will visit it more frequently if they see that you have content, regardless of whether it's shared or not. This means that they see activity and they will be engaging frequently with you and the community within your collection. And of course, we have the use of knowledge, which always is a good thing and is another basis of the Joinup platform. Another way to promote your collection is through the use of social media channels. So you could raise awareness with LinkedIn and Twitter. If you have an account, you can use it to promote posts from within your collection. So that's a very good idea to engage within social media channels. You can post, for example, updates, milestones, events. All those can be posts within LinkedIn or Twitter. That will allow you also to connect with the other professionals within those channels. That's another good thing, and that will help spread the news and information, plus widen your reach within your community. And always use hashtags to draw attention to your tweets or LinkedIn posts. So hashtags such as followed by a keyword. Use relevant keywords that will attract people. Just a note here, if you have doubts on how to use your social media channels, or basically if you wish to be promoted through the social channels that the Joinup platform has, get in touch with us through the Joinup support contact form, and we will definitely provide information on how we can assist you in that front. And last, and on this slide, we can see that you have to interact with your collection's members. So use multiple channels to reach members and contributors of content within your collection. So not only try to find them through the Joinup platform, you can always locate them. Maybe you can have email them, phone them, depending on the, let's say, relationship with them. But always try to keep in touch with them, because basically they could provide and create a lot of content for your collection and ease the hassle of you being involved with all the content. So you want, at the end, members to be creating the content and, let's say, animating your collection. And definitely use the discussions content type that the platform offers to exchange views, ideas, questions, and answers. And for example, I think it's a proper time to demonstrate the discussions content type. So if we go back to our open collection demo and go to the landing page here, you can see that one user has already created a discussion here. So this is a discussion tile. If I go into it, I can see that member 1 has created this discussion. So let's assume that she's asking something here. And the way people interact is that they could go here right now. As you can see, I'm logged in basically as the collection owner, but that's irrelevant. I could have been another user. So I can go here and, let's say, write some text, maybe replying or asking for further information. I click on the post comment, and this basically will place my reply in a thread-like display under her original post. So as you can see here, we have the original post up here and my reply down here with my profile icon, information like date posted and stuff like that. So this is a way you can animate a collection with a lot of discussion items and topics that will definitely animate and let's say have people, your users interact with each other. And in this case, discussions also allow you to invite, share, or subscribe. So I could subscribe to this discussion, and if anyone posts something new, I will be notified by an email, and I can come here and see what's happening. You could share that if you want also. And for the creator could invite users directly. So he might have, this user might have in mind that, let's say, member 2 or another user could be interested directly, so she could have clicked invite. and place here the member's email, username, and so on, and click invite to discussion, and that user will have received a notification informing him that this user, the creator of this discussion, would like him or her to come here and see what's happening in this discussion item. If we move back, I think too, yes, we can move back here to our presentation, and it's time for the what is next on Joinup section, which basically outlines in a high level the features and improvements that are expected in the near future. So in this case, on the left, you will see that we have some boxes. These are features and improvements that have already been completed and which we mentioned further up in one of our slides. These were completed in the first semester of 2018. And now, let's start with what is coming. We have the interaction with Newsroom. This is something that a lot of users were asking. The new Joinup does not have yet a way to create newsletters directly within the platform, as was the case in the past. Currently, as the collection owners, facilitators, and all interested parties have to use the other external platform, the Newsroom platform. So we're working on interacting with that Newsroom platform, bringing some functionality within Joinup. Things like being able to subscribe to a newsletter or having a newsletter generated in the Newsroom platform, through the Newsroom platform, but stored in Joinup collections. So we're definitely working on this hard, and you will shortly see this feature coming in a release soon. We're also working on the DNS importer. So this will allow a massive import of solution metadata through it. It's an ongoing process and will be available as soon as possible. We're also working on an invitation style method to Joinup collections and solutions. So in this case, this will provide facilitators and owners a way to invite Joinup users to a specific solution or collection. This is similar to the way we showed previously for discussions content type. If you remember, we had the invite option. So basically, this is something similar, but from the perspective of a collection. So you can invite people to your collection that way. We have also the possibility, working on the possibility to contact other users. This is like a messaging system that we're working on. It's going to be quite interesting. So it's going to be a way to interact directly within the platform with other users without having to go through, I don't know, external sources like email, phone calls, and stuff like that. So this is going to be a very interesting feature, and will be coming soon. We have some extra features here that are coming. We have the notifications about Joinup updates on the table. This means that anything that changes to a collection solution you're registered to or subscribed to, you will be receiving notifications, so you know what's happening there and go check out the new, let's say, changes. The moderation dashboard will be currently, it's in a very, let's say, primitive stage, the one we have already. So this version, the moderation dashboard we're working on, is going to be a version that will allow you to quickly and easily manage any, let's say, moderation process. Will be definitely streamlined to allow you to moderate massive, let's say, moderation requests. And hopefully this will allow you to easily organize and manage your collection more quickly, especially when you have a lot of users and they are adding constantly or changing content which needs moderation from your side. We're also working on the implementation of the EU login. What this means is that with a single user account, most of you should have a EU login account if you're using other, let's say, specific platforms. So in this case, with one account, you will be able to access a lot of platforms, including Joinup in the near future. We're also hard working on creating a FAQ section that will be always accessible and always updated with new questions and answers. The license workflow management is being improved. This is a more specialized area, but we're working on it, and for the people that are interacting or using this part, they will see something very more helpful and, let's say, streamlined and efficient compared to what we have already. We're also fixing or at least improving, this is a feature actually, yeah, this is an improvement and a feature at the same time, the metadata download of documents, basically of content items within a collection. Right now, you can only download metadata that concern the collection or solution and not whatever is within those two items. But now, once this feature is released, you will be able to download the metadata for everything that is within a collection or a solution. We have now we're working on and finalizing an option to have the affiliation of solutions, which means that there will be a way for you to kind of share a solution between collections. Right now, you do not have that option, but with this solution affiliation method, you will be able to, let's say, share one solution in another collection without the need of creating and duplicating the same content. This means also that if the original solution changes, the changes will be reflected to the affiliated solution in the other collection. Tallinn Declaration Implementation Dashboard. Yes, this is a dashboard we're working on. This is a specialized area too. Most of you will not see this, but it's customized dashboard with a radar style chart that allows the people involved with the Tallinn Declaration to easily see the progress of the implementation. We're working also on a feature regarding bookmarking content. This will easily allow you to bookmark things within the platform, and you can easily and quickly check back to that part. This should work similarly to the bookmarks of a web browser, so you won't be losing your, let's say, place in the platform, or at least in multiple places you wish to visit and check the content available there. We're also working on integration with third-party services. One such service is the geolocation service that we're working on in events. So soon you will see when creating an event and placing, let's say, the city and the country that the event will take place, and you will see that it will be mapped directly and nicely, automatically to by this external, let's say, service. So you will have a map there automatically generated within your event for your users to easily check and see where the event will be located. We're also working on ensuring the reusability of the source code. This means that we're trying to create a version of Joinup that is generic, something that other countries outside of the European Union can get and easily install and create, let's say, a local Joinup type of platform. So this is going to be a very interesting aspect of this effort, and it's going to be available in the near future too. And we are also working hard on the multilingual support of the platform. We want to enable multiple languages to be supported and allow users to create content in their own local language. So this is something to definitely keep an eye on in future releases. The subscription management is something that's bordering between the improvements and new features sections. We're working hard on that one, and basically it's a streamlined version of managing your subscriptions. You will see that in your dashboard eventually, and it deals with basically collection subscription. So it will allow you to have a quick view of the process. And improvements. We have the restructuring of the Joinup collection. We're cleaning it up, making it more visual appealing and more useful to users. Adding a mapping to new events. This correlates and is related also with the third-party services I mentioned. We will have a mapping there automatically generated based on the city and country of the event. We will improve the content management within custom pages. In here, you will be able to have, let's say, custom pages in the style of parent and child. If you will have sub-custom pages, so you could better organize your content within these custom pages. Right now, you have only one level, but we're working on adding extra levels so you can actually have subsections or sub-custom pages for your content. Further customization, which is more and more a generic term here, but basically we're heavily working on the platform, meaning that we're frequently and daily adding improvements, bug fixes to the front end and back end systems. And for example, improving the server response times. We're working on the user messages, making them more friendly. And also, we're definitely working on supporting you as quickly as possible through the Joinup support contact form. I think this covers this slide. No, we have three more here, sorry. The multi-level navigation in custom pages. This is actually, belongs to the approved custom pages box up there in improvements, which we mentioned, but this is specifically for the multi-level. Okay, you will have definitely a way to use multi-level navigation on the UI, basically, to the user interface. So the one is the back end. This is the user interface. Visually, you will see that a sub-custom page will be displayed under a custom page. Right now, you may have a sub-custom page within the menu editor, but visually it won't appear that way in the UI. With this improvement, you will have a nice overview of how these custom pages are related. Improved support pages. We're always working on helping users with material that will allow them to use the platform as best as possible. So we will definitely be posting and have a specific section for helping out users. And workflow management. This concerns the moderation process and the license workflow, I believe, also is included here. But yeah, we're working on improving the workflow management process to be, let's say, the back end of that, and making it more easily navigatable and more streamlined to allow you to quickly have a better, let's say, experience through the platform. I believe we have the Q&A, which in this recording we won't be handling, and that is it for this webinar. I would like to thank everyone, and if you have any questions regarding this recording, you can definitely shoot out in an email or use the contact form, the Joinup contact form, which is on every page of the Joinup platform below in the footer. So that's it, and thank you all for participating.